This is the conservative czar, and I got some housekeeping to do today. Those of you who watched or paid attention, and I suggest everybody pay attention to the video I put on yesterday. And I got all excited, and I still am very excited about the possibility of an unknown Debra Medina beating two giants of the political scene, Rick Perry and Kay Bailey Hutchinson in Texas. At the same time we were talking about that, some stories have been breaking about Debra Medina being a so-called, this word they use, truther, which a truther is someone who doesn't believe that the government's told the true story about the attack on 9/11. And for most of them, it implies that the government has, the United States government was involved in bringing down the Twin Towers. It's a discredited group. It's for people who really believe it, it's totally discredited. And I do believe that it is a deal breaker. If someone is a candidate and expresses those beliefs, that is something a candidate you need to walk away from. But from what we know about the Debbie Medina case, this is not the case. And the overreaction is something that we have to pay attention to. Let me tell you something. We're out here spouting that we want new politicians, new people. We want to get rid of the established politicians, the old line politician. And by the way, that's Rick Perry and that's Kay Bailey Hutchinson. And then we need new people. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, listen to me, everybody. Almost every new person is going to have warts. And if we start getting rid of candidates eating our own for marginal issues, then this is doomed now. And as far as I can tell, with Debbie Medina, this is marginal. Now, I'm going to explain why it's marginal. And she was asked a question by Glenn Beck. What is your opinion of what happened in 9/11 and the people who say that it was a government conspiracy? And this is her answer. I think some good questions have been raised in this regard, where good questions have been raised and they haven't been answered. Now, is that an acceptable answer? No, I don't think it is. I think it isn't acceptable. But it isn't saying, I believe there was a government conspiracy. And for example, one blog, Hot Air, by Ed Morrissey. Ed Morrissey didn't write it, but he's the one who runs the blog. He had this to say. First of all, he said Van Jones was removed for these same reasons. Absolutely not. Van Jones was attacked for saying that he thought there was a government conspiracy. Debbie Medina is asking just that there are questions. Now again, I think her response is wrong. I don't believe there are serious questions about it. Do I believe there are any questions? Come on, people. This is the government telling us what happened. I am positive there are questions that haven't been answered. But Hot Air says, Hot Air says all the questions have been answered. There are no questions unanswered. This is what Hot Air says, and others have said. We know there are questions that haven't been answered. It's the government. So you know, and here's what happens next. Medina issues a statement, and this is her statement. I have never been involved in the truth movement. I have not seen any evidence, nor I have ever believed that. Our government, I don't believe that our government was involved or directing those individuals in any way. Now, okay, misspoke in front of Glenn Beck, and she didn't say she believed the government was involved. She just said there were questions. We know there are questions, but it's an answer I'm not comfortable with either. She comes out the next day and specifically says she doesn't believe in this stuff. This is the end of the story, okay? End of the story. For conservatives, this is more than enough for us to say, okay, she explained it, she's doing a good job explaining it, let's move on to the issues. I'm warning you right now, we're doing it with Palin, You know, we're doing it with Palin. When all these so-called conservatives are attacking Sarah Palin. We're doing it with Debbie Medina, okay? She is a good candidate. Now, I don't know enough about her to endorse her, to say I want her to be governor of Texas, but I'm telling you this, she will shake things up in Texas and the world if she's elected, and we've got to stop eating our own if we're going to go anywhere in this. This is the Conservative Czar. See you next time.